Hi, I'm Trista. I'm with the Lynn Benton Community College. And I want to talk to you today a little bit about just that, Lynn Benton Community College. So first, before we get started, I want to ask a question. What is college? Get some pictures in your head. Think about it. I'll give you a second. I'll shut up now for a second. Okay, you got some ideas of what you think college is? Okay, let me give you my idea. College is a learning environment in which you take responsibility and ownership for yourself. The way I like to think about that is college is the first time in your life that you really get to be selfish with your education. You get to take ownership and really dig into that thing that you love, that lights that fire in your belly, that you want to, focus on for the rest of your life, or for at least the next 10 years. So if you love cars, you can dig into automotive technology and really spend your time learning about that, or engineering, or art, or writing, whatever you're passionate about. You also are in control of your schedule. So what that means is that you also have responsibility for doing what you need to do to graduate on time, or to graduate on your time frame. You might not like to take classes on Friday, and that's fine. You can schedule your classes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, leave Fridays open, but just know that at some point you're going to have to fit in all the classes you need to get your degree. You might also be the person that just wants to take as many credits as possible, go summer term, and graduate early. That's also your right. So this is your chance to have that control over your education. So what do students say about LBCC? We have a varied curriculum. We have over 80 different majors, and there's various combinations even above those that you can focus on. Some of them are going to take you on to a 4-year university, even onto a PhD. We've got some that are as short as 16 weeks that are going to get you out and into a job right away, so that you can get to work earning money and get just that much closer to retirement, or whatever your goals are. We have low tuition. It is about $5,600 a year for students, for tuition fees for full-time students at LBCC. We're about in the middle of the pack as far as Oregon community colleges go. And we are way less expensive than a typical 4-year university. We have small class sizes. We have an 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Our class sizes often run about 20 students. Average is 20 to 25 students. And with that, we have super accessible faculty. We share faculty with Oregon State University, Western Oregon University. We're right in the middle here of the Mid-Willamette Valley. And almost to a person, when I talk to them about why they're here, it's because of our small class sizes, and they actually want to get to know their students, so they want to teach. And that is why they're here. We also have free bus service. We give you a free bus pass, so you don't have to rely on your car trying to find parking. We have free parking. So if you are in the degree partnership program, you can park here in Albany, take the bus to Corvallis, and not have to worry about paying for a bus parking pass, which doesn't guarantee you a spot, or even just finding a parking spot in Corvallis during the school year. And if you do find a parking spot in Corvallis during the school year, park your car and leave it there till Thanksgiving, because you're never going to find a great parking spot again. Student benefits and service. We have a learning center that is kind of amazing. It is the heart of Lynn Benton Community College. It is where people go together to study together, to get tutoring, to use our drop-in services. We have drop-in services in math and science and writing. The writing center is a great place to go if you're working on being a better writer, whatever that looks like for you. The Math Help Desk is right there so that you can do your homework and get assistance as soon as you need it. You can go up and ask questions, and there's someone there to help you. It's a great place to gather and do group projects. Our Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Office, or as we call it, EDI, is the soul of campus. If the Learning Center is the heart, then EDI is the soul. It is the place where we gather to talk about the big issues in the world, to talk about what's going on in our society. We also do educational events up there, everything from watching a movie and having a discussion about it to having speakers come in and talk about culturally relevant issues like what is cultural appropriation and how do you use it, and what's cultural appreciation versus cultural appropriation. We've even had students present on Black hair care. It's things that are going to impact the way you think about the world. It's also a great place to just connect with staff that aren't necessarily grading you, that you can bounce ideas off and get involved in events and things. Meet students from all over the state, all over the world, all over the country. The Center for Accessibility Resources, if you are a unique learner, if you've had an IEP or a 504 plan, or you know you have some unique learning styles, they're the people that you connect to develop a toolbox to be able to succeed in school. They will work with you, they will work with your faculty in order to be able to give you the best chance of succeeding and getting the most out of your education. Student employment, we have all kinds of student employment. There's more than just work study. We also have what are called learn and earn positions. And these are actual student positions, and they're all over campus. And you can work up to 20 hours a week. You have to be going at least half time. If you're interested in one, talk to me about it. Clubs, we have over 32 different clubs that are active even in the virtual environment, but especially when we are here on campus, they do stuff all the time, everything from like the Board Gamers Club or the Chess Club that host a life-size chess game in the courtyard where people dress up like chess pieces and are moved around, very Harry Potter-esque. And to Roadrunners Club, where they go and enter mud runs together and work out together and post things on Facebook or Instagram mostly now. Student Life and Leadership, they are super active in giving you volunteer opportunities on campus, to be invested in your community, to get involved at the state legislative level. They work really hard statewide to be able to keep tuition down at the community college level. So what I was saying before, these are average costs of attendance for the 2019-2020 year. You'll see that LBCC is right there in that 5,600. I want to direct your attention over to the private school or to the private colleges, and you'll see that big number. Don't let that number scare you. If you are interested in one of the private colleges, get to know the admissions rep. They have scholarships that they can direct you to. Some of them even have scholarships themselves that they can award to students that they like. But if that is not the route you want to go, community colleges are a great way to get started. And if you notice, we're about half the cost of the average university in the state of Oregon. So this is LBCC's breakdown. This is what we as a college report to the federal government while they're building the amount of money that you're going to get from FAFSA. So there are some ways to save money on here. The only thing really set in stone is that tuition and fees. Our average student takes 14 credits each term. Yes, you have to take 15 credits each term to graduate on time. We're working on that. Books and supplies. This number is actually steadily going down, and it's less than that this year. We're working really hard with our library and with faculty to do open educational resources. So OERs, as we call them. These are online textbooks. These are faculty published textbooks where they're waiving their publishing fees in order to get you the book at a cheaper rate. So that number is going down quickly, actually. Room and board. So this is a big number, but this is based on you living by yourself in a 1-bedroom apartment in Albany. So if you're in the local area, and yes, you're going to hate what I have to say next, stay with your family. Number one, they are going to be some of the best roommates you've ever had. You already know them. They're not going to eat your food, and they're probably not going to throw a raging party the night before your final exam. I don't know how your parents roll, but hopefully, hopefully they're invested in your education just like you are. And if you throw your dirty socks into your mom's laundry, she's not going to throw them out. She'll probably wash them and scold you later. But if not, there are some ways that you can save money on room and board. Yes, the thing about college students and pizza is true, but if you can learn to cook at home, you're going to save money. I have a habit of coffee drinks. If I cut out just one coffee drink a week during the term, I've saved $50, which will buy me a tank of gas. So when you graduate, ask grandma for an espresso maker, one of those iced coffee makers, and make them at home. Transportation. Like I said earlier, we're going to give you a bus pass. So if you can leave your car parked, that's going to save you a ton of money, because even beyond, gas, cars need oil, windshield wipers, tires, washer fluid. So if you can leave that parked, you're going to save on all of that. Personal expenses. This one's kind of hard because we're used to things. But this is also one of the areas that you can really save money. So like I said, learn to cook at home. You might have to switch to the cheap shampoo. Set a budget for your entertainment. So instead of going out to the movie once a month, maybe you go out to the movies once a term. And stream from someone's Wi-Fi the rest of the time. So there are ways to really save money. What does LBCC have to offer? We have degrees and certificates. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Associate of Science degree. That is the AS, as we call it, and that was designed for and by OSU. It is designed in a way that you can just pick up at OSU with no tuition or no credits lost. You're going to just be a junior. More than likely, you're doing the degree partnership program, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But with that, most students mix and match classes between OSU and LBCC. But we're designed to keep you on track. So when you leave here with your AS degree, you jump in as a junior. If you're not going to OSU or you're not sure where you're going at first, there is the AAOT, or the Associate of Arts Oregon Transfer degree. And this is designed for the other universities in the state of Oregon. This is also the degree that you use when you're transferring out of state. So if you're going to go to Florida State, or if you know that after this you're going to go to Eastern Oregon University, that is the AAOT. You want to take that path. Doesn't mean you can't take the AS and change your mind and go somewhere else. That's transferable. There's just no guarantee of what credits they're going to take. So we also have straight to career degrees. So we have the Associate of Applied Science, or the AAS, and this is what you're going to do if you're going to get your nursing degree here. So you get your nursing degree, you sit for your board exams, you're an RN, you go to work. If you want to be a welder, you get your Associates of Applied Science, you get your certifications, you test for your certifications, you go to work. And so there's a whole variety of those, everything from an accounting degree to, like I said, nursing, healthcare, to many of the trades. We also do certificates. So like I said, some is short of 16 weeks, like phlebotomy, you're in, you're out, you're working. And we also have some short-term trainings. I'm going to talk about the Associate of General Studies as well, or the AGS. And what that is just that. It's a general studies. So you may need an associate's degree to get a promotion at work, or what you want to study isn't really offered here. So you build your Associates of General Studies degree to meet the transfer requirements of the school that you're going to. So like if you want to study animation down in Florida, you start here, you do your AGS, and you work with your advisor at the school that you're transferring to, get your AGS and move on. Or like I said, if you want something specific that's meeting your need for a job, you get your AGS. So our admissions choices. You can come straight to LBCC, get your degree, move on to a four-year university, go out and work, do what you want to do. We also have some other options. We do degree partnerships with both Oregon State University and Western Oregon University, and we do a dual enrollment with Oregon Tech. And what that is a simultaneous enrollment with LBCC and the university of your choice. At the end of each term, we automatically send transcripts over to your university. We also mix those credits together towards your full-time status. So if you're taking 3 credits at OSU and 9 credits at LBCC, you're then a full-time student. What does it take to get to be an LBCC student? So you have to be 18 or have a high school diploma or GED. So if you are not 18 yet and you're graduating in June or May or whenever, and you can apply now, just on the application, it's going to say, will you have a diploma by the time you start classes? Mark yes, and you're in. We don't have a minimum SAT or ACT score. We don't have a minimum GPA. So we know you messed up your sophomore year. It happens. This is your chance to get a clean slate, so to speak. You can start out and have a 4.0 here. So getting started at LBCC, what does it look like? So you're going to apply online. It takes about 10 minutes, and at any point, if you want to give me a call, I'm happy to walk you through it. The hard part is finding your high school code, to be quite honest. I have take placement tests on here. We're actually going through a process of having students self-advise. If you don't feel comfortable with that, you can still do the placement test, but we give you really good descriptions of what's covered in each of the classes, and you get to choose if you know that or not, and then you can self-advise into your math and writing. The placement tests, though, are just a snapshot of where you are as far as college level math and writing. Then you're going to go to your new student center appointment, and you're going to tell us a little bit about what you want to study, how many credits you want to take. Are you going full-time, part-time? Are there other things going on in your life? Are you commuting from Silverton? whatever. And then you're going to work with an enrollment expert who's going to help you figure out your first term of classes. Then you'll meet with a student ambassador who's actually going to help you learn the system and get registered for classes. They're also great people to ask questions of. I put apply for FAFSA on here. It's not actually required as part of our admissions process, but the FAFSA is required if you want to apply for any of our $300,000 of in-house scholarships. They use the FAFSA application. Also, if you want to use the Oregon Promise, you need to do your FAFSA. By filling out a FAFSA, you are not getting student loans. You have the choice of accepting those or not, but we do need the FAFSA for that scholarship application. So the degree partnership is a nice opportunity. I have other videos going into more details, but it is a nice way. If you don't get directly into the university of your choice, you can kind of backdoor in through LBCC. I will tell you the most common reason people don't get into their university of choice is because they didn't do their foreign language. And it really is one application. You can mix and match classes of both schools, apply to the university of choice, and then add LBCC on as your partner school. You can use student services at both colleges. And like I said, one application. This is what I was saying about background. Minimum GPA. OSU, OIT do not require your SAT scores. Western Oregon does require your SAT scores if you have less than a 3.0 cumulative GPA in high school. And of course, you have to complete your academic requirements, the English, math, social studies, science, and foreign language. So if you don't meet all that, go ahead and apply to LBCC. In 2 terms, you could be in with OSU or Western. You just have to have a 2.2 GPA. You have to have taken math 111 or 105, depending on your major, and complete writing 121 with 24 transferable credits. And this is 100 level or above. Significant savings. Whatever classes you take at LBCC, you pay the LBCC tuition rate. Whatever classes you take at the university, you pay the university tuition rate. And you can combine credits at both schools towards your full-time financial aid status. So what do they say about the degree partnership program? OSU's research has actually shown that students who do the dual enrollment graduate on average a term earlier than their counterparts that go directly into a 4-year university with up to $40,000 less debt. So you get to start your career sooner, and you can graduate with almost a year's salary of not having to pay back loans. This is some information. These are websites and emails that you can use to contact the various schools about the degree partnership program. You know, take a screenshot now or picture with your phone. I'll leave this up for a second longer. And then this is me. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to give me a call. Or email is probably the easiest way to get a hold of me right now. So send me an email. Plus, you can send an email at 2 o'clock in the morning and get that off your chest, and I will respond to it the next day. So stay in contact. Let me know if there's anything else that you need. Take care. Bye-bye.